Good morning, class 5. Welcome to your science class. As we were discussing the chapter weight, volume and density, today we will discuss the remaining part of the chapter, and we will discuss that being a big one, a huge one in shape, why and how can a ship float on the water. Now see, when we see a ship which is a floating, which is, let me find out my chalk. When we see a ship is floating on the sea, what do we see? It is like a big one, isn't it? It is a big one, and it's with a huge body, and many people used to accommodate in the ship, and we found it very difficult that how it can float on the water. And the thing is, when we see a ship, we can't see the entire part of the ship. The ship below the water there's a huge part of ship which is a part of it is under the water, which we cannot see. Now the part which is under the water is hollow. Inside it there is nothing. But when the ship is floating on the water, the same amount of volume it is having, it is being displaced. The same amount of upthrust is there, but according to the weight, the ship is not heavy because this part is hollow. There is nothing inside it which we cannot see, and thus what is becoming? The volume is becoming more than the weight. So the volume is equal to the amount of upthrust and is equal to the amount which the ship has displaced. Thus what is happening? As the volume is more, the upthrust is more than the weight of the ship. So upthrust is more means weight. Why the weight of the ship is less than the volume of the ship? Because the volume is big, but the part which is under the water is hollow and it is empty, and thus the weight of the ship is less than the volume of the ship, and that is why upthrust is more, and that is why the ship used to float on the water. This is very easy to understand. I think you have understood. A ship is made of iron, but it still floats in water. Why? This is because this is because its shape. A ship is hollow. When the ship is in water, the entire volume of the ship, including the hollow portion, displace the water to take place for itself, isn't it? So the same, the volume is equal to the amount of water it will displace, and the upthrust will also be the same. But if we consider the shape of the ship, the weight of the ship, it is less because this part is hollow, this is weightless. The hollow portion where there is nothing, it is weightless, and that's why the volume is more than the weight of the ship. Yes. So when the volume is more, then upthrust is more, and then it will definitely float, because upthrust which is coming from the bottom of the ship, from the opposite of the ship, is more than the weight of the object. In the previous part of the video, I have told you that if the weight is less than the upthrust, then it will definitely float. So the same thing is happening in case of ship. As the weight of the ship is less than upthrust, the ship is floating. Thus the volume of water displaced is much more than the volume of iron used in the ship. So according to Archimedes' principle, the upthrust is also very high, more than the weight of the ship, as I have told you. Therefore the ship floats in water. If the amount of iron used to make the ship is made into a ball and dropped in water, it will displace much less water than the ship. The upthrust will be much smaller than its weight, and it will sink. So if it is a ball, what will happen? The weight of the water of the ball will be more than the volume, and the water what it will displace is less, and thus the upthrust will also be less, and that's why the upthrust is unable to carry the load of the ball, and the iron ball will sink. But being a big one, as the portion is hollow but the volume is more than the weight of the ship, then so the volume is equal to the upthrust, and thus the ship is floating. You have seen when a brick is immersed in water, it appears to weight less. So when we see something, when it is immersed in water, it is less in its weight. You have also seen that a brick of a volume of 1 liter and weight 2 kg is immersed in water, as the weight of the weight of the brick is more than the volume. 1 kg acts on it upward, so the force acting downward when the brick is immersed in the water is only 1 kg. So the volume is equal to the upthrust is equal to the amount of water displaced, and thus it will definitely sink. Thus the brick will immerse in water in only 1 kg compared to 2 kg when in air. So when the brick is in air, the weight is more, but when we are immersing in water, it is reducing its weight and it is becoming 1 kg. So the brick weighs only 1 kg in the water. So weight of an object in water is equal to weight into the air minus weight of the water displaced. Means as when we are putting a brick inside the water, it is losing its weight. The lost weight is 1 kg. So if the brick is of 2 kg, when I am immersing it, it is losing its 1 kg and it is becoming over there equal to the weight of the water, and that is why it is becoming 1 kg. So when weight of an object in water is weight in the air minus weight inside the water, or the water amount of water displaced. The weight of an object in water is called apparent weight, and the apparent weight is equal to weight in air minus the weight of water displaced, isn't it? So weight in air is 2 kg. When we are immersing it, it is losing its 1 kg weight, as the volume of the brick is 1 kg. So it is reducing 1 kg from that, and it is becoming 1 kg. The loss of weight of an object when immersed in water is known as apparent loss. So that is also 1 kg, because 1 kg it is losing. The amount of weight is that it has lost is also 1 kg. So apparent loss is also 1 kg. Apparent loss in weight is equal to weight in air minus apparent weight, that is the weight inside the water, is equal to water displaced. Means 1 kg is equal to 2 kg minus 1 kg is equal to 1 liter. That is the equal amount of 1 liter per kg, the density of water. Therefore, when an object is immersed in water, it loses weight equal to the weight of the water displaced by it. So, as the brick weight of the volume of the brick is 1 kg, or when it is immersed, it is losing the same amount of weight, that is 2 kg minus 1 kg, that is 1 kg. So that is all about the chapter. I think you have understood. In the live class, we will also explain along with example how I have done it in the video. Go through the videos thoroughly, and in the PDF, the exercises of your book will be done. Thank you very much.